To understand the dose-response sigmoid, we need to first understand what a hyperbola is. When a jet goes supersonic, it will be followed by a cone. The cone's intersection with the ground is known as the hyperbola. There are 4 ways to cut up a cone. Elliptically, as in elliptic geometry. Parabolically, as in Euclidean geometry. Hyperbolically, as seen earlier, which produces the hyperbola, and you can also cut it into a circle. Ever notice how a motorcycle sounds different moving towards you than it does moving away from you? As the object is getting closer to you, the wave becomes compressed and elliptic. When the object is moving away, the wave becomes stretched, and the lens starts to look more hyperbolic. Light and color does something similar. The galaxy itself is moving away from us, and because of the Doppler effect, we see the universe according to something known as redshift. Your acid is like a motorcycle, driving down the graph of your time series analysis. The speed of an acid is known as delta, and as the speed increases, the more some acids appear red, exaggerated, and hyperbolic. Delta is often represented as a sigmoid. Our hyperbolic sine wave is known as a sigmoid, and represents a specific shape of monotonic function. Instead of sine x, this is sine hx. The story of Mithridates can help us understand the dose-response sigmoid. Mithridates was the king of Pontus. He was the enemy of Rome, and was from Sinope, like Diogenes. Mithridates was surrounded by enemies from both inside and outside his kingdom. Mithridates was known as the Poison King, because he discovered that if he injected himself with small amounts of poison, small amounts of harm, he would receive some immunity. This is similar to exercise, in which lifting small rocks helps you lift big rocks later. However, you might injure yourself from too big a rock, or from lifting too many times. This convexity will eventually follow the dose-response sigmoid. When it levels out, it becomes flat and robust. Finally, it fragilizes and goes concave, or becomes Lindy. The dose-response sigmoid shows us how the human body responds to stress, exercise, and small amounts of poison, like Mithridates. It also shows us how the market responds to new stimuli. First, Mithridates builds an immunity with variance. Then he overdoses, becomes Lindy, or is killed by something else. Mithridates was able to survive numerous assassination attempts, and lived up until his defeat by Pompey. Under the threat of rebellion, Mithridates swallowed his own poison in order to end his fate, but he still could not perish. Even after using his own sword, Mithridates kept on living, and had to call for help. He was killed by his own guards. It took all the king's horses, and all the king's men, to make Mithridates fragile again. This has been The Appeal. Thank you.